Usually betting favorites is the way to go in the opening week of the NFL season, but that has not been the case this week. Now, the season got underway with a good start on Thursday night when the Packers had that dramatic goal line stand to get the winning cover at Lambeau against the Saints. But since then, guys, the dogs have been barking. They're 8-5-1 against the odds makers, and as I always like to say, when the dogs are barking like that, only two things are happening, and neither one of them are good for you or I. Generally, that means the sports books here in Vegas are making a fortune, and the betting public, you're generally losing your shirts. Hi everyone, Al DeMarco here, and this is going to be your Monday video report. I'm going to break down both games tonight between Miami and New England and Denver and Oakland. I've got free picks coming up on both of those contests. Also have another Money Saving discount coupon code that'll save you $15 off a purchase tonight. That's coming up as well. A couple of other significant trends here from week one action so far. Being at home may be where the heart is, but it certainly has not been good for people's wallets because the home teams are just 7-6-1 versus the spread so far. Meanwhile, the totals have certainly soared to the over side. 10-3-1. The games are going over the total so far. Then if you had that magical crystal ball I've talked about over the past few years, the crystal ball that could just give you the straight up winners of games, because if you had that crystal ball and you had the straight up winners, you've covered at an 84% clip the past 2 years, regular postseason and preseason combined, almost 95% this year in the preseason, no straight big surprise, third straight year in the 90% range, and so far this week, the straight-up winners are 11-2-1 versus the spread. The only two losers, two of the biggest public teams, two teams that a lot of guys went down in flames with, the Chargers and the Jets, and the push, of course, coming in the Arizona-Carolina contest. I want to talk about a couple of hot handicappers here. First of all, Shawn Michaels, who's here in Vegas as well. I spent most of the day, the early part of the day, well, early part here in Vegas really means the late afternoon games, and I'll tell you why in a minute. Funny story about it. I spent most of the day with him over at the Wynn Sportsbook. Shawn yesterday delivered again, improved to 2-0 this NFL season, hit his teaser winner, number 11 out of 15, and it was a huge play. It was a 100-dime play. 100-dime winner, number 6 out of 7, and number 3 in a row in the NFL. But he was not a happy guy yesterday. And guys, most of the words coming out of Shawn's mouth, and Shawn is a very demure guy, he's a classy guy, he's a well-spoken guy. I can't use the words that he was using yesterday here on the video report. I can't talk about them, okay? This might be a family show. But let's just say in the first 3 quarters of the games yesterday, he wasn't happy because his teaser was San Diego -3 at home against Minnesota, and also Arizona -1 at home against Carolina. Well, the Chargers eventually came back there in the second half and got the win, not the cover, straight up wise, but they did win by 7 against Minnesota. And then Arizona. Did you see the end of that game? Carolina knocking on the door. Arizona managed to hold on there, got the 7-point win, so he gets the win and cover in both games. He turned much happier when the final gun for both of those games were sounded. Tonight, he's got his 3rd straight NFL winner, a 25-dime play on the Miami-New England side, just as strong as the Packers winner he gave you on Thursday. One of the few guys at this site, other than me, who gave you the Packers as a free pick to have Green Bay on Thursday night. So that's what Shawn has going this evening. Scott Delaney, 6-1 so far with premium best bets in football. You know, if you had bet $10 for every play that Scott Delaney has released dating back the past 5.5 months, you would have won $8,995 tonight, 30-dime side selection on Denver and Oakland. That's his best bet on the board. Trace Adams, nice little run with top-rated 1,000-star plays. Bears, huge win yesterday. Tonight, 1,000-star winner, number 11 out of 14 on Denver and Oakland. Also want to point out that Craig Davis is back here at the sites. Craig, president of FantasyFootball.com. This guy is an NFL and college football expert. You can look at his records. He had been on a hiatus, had left this year at the end of April, but he is back in the fold starting yesterday, and you might want to check out his analysis and free picks on a daily basis. I'll get to that free discount money saving coupon code in just a moment, but let's talk about the first game on the board. It is going to be New England -7 at Miami, total of 45.5 points in this contest. Listen, last year, Patriots rolled in both games as a 1.5-point road favorite, 41-14 as a 4.5-point Foxborough favorite, 38-7. But the last 6 games in the series have not been close. They've been decided by an average of 24.3 points. But this is a different Miami team you're going to see on the field tonight. Ricky Williams gone. Ronnie Brown out of here. Instead, they imported Reggie Bush. They have the rookie running back, Daniel Thomas, who, of course, is questionable tonight because of a hamstring pull. And it showed, it's a different type of running game. No more power game between the tackles. They're going for speed and elusiveness with Bush and Thomas. They only averaged 3.1 yards per carry in the preseason. The key here, they've got a new offensive coordinator, a guy who spent the last 2 years with the Browns. He wants an aggressive vertical passing attack. Question here, can Chad Henne get the job done? 15 touchdown passes, 19 interceptions a year ago. But in his defense, no pun intended, Henne did throw for over 300 yards in each of the last 2 home games in this series. But then again, everybody threw for a lot of yards against the Patriots last year. They were 30th in the league at defending the pass. They also couldn't stop anybody on third downs, allowing opponents to convert 47% of the time. That's prompted their switch to a 4-3 defense. That's one of the reasons they imported the guys like Albert Hainsworth and Sean Ellis, but as we know, the Patriots go as Tom Brady goes, and he had a rather pedestrian preseason. 28 of 50 for 320 yards and 3 touchdowns, but I look at the overall scheme for New England. In the preseason, they had 17 offensive series with the first stringers. 7 of those 17 resulted in punts and no points put on the board. Patriots underwhelming to say the least as a road favorite, 4-5-1 against the spread the last 10 times. They've been laying points on the highway. Meanwhile, Miami, well, 2-6 against the spread at home last year, but no great shakes there because this team has failed to cover 34 of its last 48 games at home since 2004. 14-34 against the spread at home since 2004. So, who do I like? I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think it's a 27-24 game, and I think New England wins. Miami has the cover in this one. So, I lean a little toward the over. I like Miami. Now, let me say something that I say all the time. When the line crosses 3, 4, 7, or 10, that's when I think it's wise to go ahead and buy the half point either up or down, depending on whether or not you're on the favorite or the underdog. And I would certainly buy Miami plus the hook and make them a 7.5 point home dog tonight, just in case. Listen, guys, look at my free picks here. Thursday, I gave you a winner on the Packers, okay? That came through. Saturday, I gave you 2 blowout winners in college football with Washington State and Oregon. They won by a couple thousand points against their opponents, Nevada and UNLV, respectively. But the other pick on Saturday was South Carolina and Georgia. South Carolina, 3-point road favorite. I told you that game was a marquee game. It was a sharp number. It was going to come right around there. I suggested that, if you were going to play it, you go in and buy the half point. Well, South Carolina won by 3. If you bought the half point down, you would have won. Yesterday, I gave you the Cleveland Browns. Dumb play there, huh? I gave you the Dallas Cowboys last night. Only thing dumb there was their inability to hold on to the ball. I mean, talk about giving away a game for a second straight year on their season opener. And then gave you Arizona and suggested again, the Cardinals. 7-point favorite against Carolina. You saw how it ended. If you had bought the half point, you would have won. So I would go with Miami plus the 7.5, buying up the half point in this one, but I think it's a 27-24 game. Now, let me give you their money-saving discount coupon goes, guys. It is going to be Kickoff 15. Kickoff 15, and I'm going to double check to make sure oops, strike that, stop the presses. It is 15 kickoff, guys, 15 kickoff. 1-5 and then Kickoff all together. No space between the number 15 or the word kickoff. 15 kickoff. You enter that one prompted in your shopping cart, you'll save $15 off of any single purchase today. It's a one-time usage coupon. You can use it on me. You can use it on anybody here at the site to get their plays at a discount. Once again, it is 15 kickoff to save $15. Now, as for the Denver-Oakland contest, Denver is a 3-point chalk in this one. 3-point chalk? Ugh. I sound like Anthony Red. 3-point chalk in this one. 40.5 points. The over-under, it goes at 10:15 Eastern Time. The Raiders won convincingly last year. I think that would be an understatement as they rolled 98-37 in the 2 games, rushing for 592 yards, averaging 505 yards total offense in the 2 games. Those are a couple of the reasons that Josh McDaniels is no longer the Denver Broncos coach and John Fox is. Fox, of course, a believer in the power running game, just like he had in Carolina. Went out, they got Willis McGahee. Don't know if McGahee and Noshan Marino, the holdover, can give him the power running game. This ain't D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart there in the backfield. And Kyle Now Orton needs some help, but then again, Orton is also going to be facing an Oakland defense that has 10 of 11 starters back. Last year, that was dreadful in terms of getting scorched through the air, giving up 29 touchdown passes, coming up with just 12 interceptions. The key for Oakland, Darren McFadden, monstrous games last year against the Broncos on the ground. Listen, guys, 6 of the last 8 meetings in this series have gone over. This week, 10-3-1, the over is come to play in your NFL action. 40.5 points? Are you kidding me? I'll take the over in this one as your free pick. Now, as for my best bet tonight, guys, I'm going for a football winner number 10 out of 14. Of course, I gave you the Packers over as the best bet, a 15-dime winner on Thursday. Gave you Wisconsin, a 35-0 shutout winner over Oregon State on Saturday. Also gave you a 15-dime winner on Pittsburgh on Sunday. What was I thinking? Oh my God. I mean, I would have been better giving you the Buffalo Bills. I mean, Jesus Christ, what a horrible pick. But here's the bottom line, guys. I have had a phenomenal 9 weeks. You know, yesterday snapped the 6-day winning streak. So I've won 6 out of 7 days. It's been a phenomenal 9 weeks here. Tonight, I've got my 15-dime opening Monday night game of the year play. It is on the Denver-Oakland side. I am 40-24 with these 15-dime releases in the NFL over the past 4 years, including 7 out of 11 so far this season, and that doesn't include the winner on Wisconsin on Saturday in college. You know, I've had a great preseason. Started off 1-1 so far here in the pros and 1-0 in college football, and I'm unloading tonight because I love the Denver-Oakland contest, the side play in that one. Remember, that money-saving discount coupon code is going to be 15 kickoff. 15 kickoff to save $15. Good luck, everybody, and I'll catch you again on Tuesday.